Welcome into a quick edition video, whatever, of the Herb and Rodg Podcast. Had to get out a reaction to the Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic trade between the Mavs and the Lakers late last night. No disrespect to anyone else involved in the trade, including the Utah Jazz, who somehow just found themselves getting stuff for no reason. But we'll get my reaction real quick because Rodg, he's got the twins at home. He had just put them down. He goes to sleep. We had just finished watching the Royal Rumble and everything, and all the reactions and everything. I was actually up watching Gonzaga get beat by St. Mary's last night, and all of a sudden the trade comes across.
Right.
My first thought, I posted on several ones. Somebody got hacked. This isn't true. This isn't real. Anthony Davis for Luka. Didn't get it. We put in the group chat. We're like, don't understand. So, Raj, you wake up this morning and see it. Initial reaction.
My initial reactions was I thought that I saw the 11 missed text messages and I thought it had something to do again with the Royal Rumble or Alabama football. And then I saw the text and I initially thought it was a joke between you and Mike. I was like, not funny. Ha ha ha. I thought it was a joke. I thought it wasn't funny at all. Then I did the research. Then I did the research and I realized that it was serious. It wasn't a joke. I went online, everything. I was like, okay, this is actually really happening. I don't understand it. And then, as in the past, whenever I hear about details like this, I got to do the research. I want to say, why was this done? I want to hear everybody's initial reaction and thoughts, concerns, especially the people on ESPN. So I'm still somewhat confused about it, but this is the NBA. So anything could happen at any time.
Yeah. I'm shocked that a trade this huge can be kept under wraps until it's done. These days, you hear about everything. I think the fact that neither Luka nor AD had requested a trade kept this one under the radar. But we said we would try to attack both sides of it. Your initial feelings for it as a Lakers fan, what do you think? As a
Lakers fan, again, I was hugely surprised because I think last year and this year, a healthy Anthony Davis has been the best player on the Lakers team. Let's be honest about that. LeBron is taking a slight step back. Obviously, he's 40, but I think he's taking a step back, still putting up really, really good efficient numbers for LeBron James. But Anthony Davis has been the best player on the team. Obviously, he's been out the past few days due to his abdominal strain. I think it was reported initially there was going to be a week. In Anthony Davis terms, in my opinion, I think it's closer to 2 weeks, to be honest with you. So with that being said, I feel like why would we trade our best interior defensive player who still has a hell of a mid-range shot, who could still hit some threes, and who could still clog up the paint when needed to, even though that's not what he wanted to do. He's already made it clear he wants to be a true four and not the center. So I feel like we were giving up defensively. I feel like we were giving up a lot by making this trade.
Yeah. And I saw a quick article before we got on here that I need to dive a little more into, but it says that internally the Lakers were not happy at AD's comments about wanting a center. How much do you really think that factors in?
I think that was a small percentage of it. I think that was his way of just, him expressing his opinion. And, keep in mind, LeBron expresses his opinion all the time and nothing happens. And I mean, it is LeBron James. So I think that was a small percentage of it, but I don't think it was big enough. I don't think that comment was big enough for them to actually say, hey, let's get rid of AD for saying this. I think that would have been too much. They would have taken it a little too far by doing that. So, just a small percentage.
So one of the things that I had to say about this too was initially I just hated the trade for both sides. Talked to a couple people, Lakers fans, and they're like, kind of looking at long-term more than short-term. I agree with that they are trying to prepare to have the next superstar.
Agreed.
After LeBron. So I was going to see, did you agree? I see you're already agreeing with that. I don't think in the short term it helps them unless they sign, another big man. And I also just don't think LeBron and Luka, and even to a lesser extent, like Austin Reeves, who is another primary ball handler for you guys. I still see the three of them coexisting that well this year.
I agree with pretty much everything you just said. Point number one, yes, I do think that this is the way of Lakers kind of getting their new superstar. LeBron's 40, Luka's only 25. This way, they have their centerpiece for the years to come. Now, obviously, again, with this being the NBA, anything could happen. They can make another trade, and Luka could be gone years from now. But only time will tell for that. LeBron is ball dominant, and Luka are both is ball dominant. So now that will be really, really interesting to see how they pair up on the court together. I honestly, when I'm going back to when Dallas got Kyrie, I didn't know how him and Luka were going to pair out together, but they made it to the finals last year. So this could be like a blessing in disguise, so to speak. Once we'll be able to see him on the court. I think Luka was scheduled to return, I think Saturday the 8th, this Saturday coming up when they played Houston. I don't know if this trade will affect anything. I'm assuming he still should be scheduled to play around the same time due to his injury.
Yeah, they were hoping to get him back before the All-Star break for sure.
Yep. So again, and then you mentioned Austin Reeves. I was thinking about that too. Austin Reeves had a good game last night. He's been playing well as of late. I don't know. I think this will affect his shooting a little bit because I don't think he'll get as many shots. You got LeBron, you got Luka. You're gonna have to go through them, and then Austin Reeves or whoever else wants to get some shots up. But again, this is something that was gonna have to be played out on the court. I just think in order for all this to work on the Lakers end, LeBron and Luka are really gonna have to do really, really good at facilitating the ball, which they can do. But we all know Luka likes to have the ball in his hands, especially when the game's on the line. And LeBron, let's be honest, LeBron can be passive at times. LeBron has no problem with being passive and giving the ball up and letting somebody else get the game winning shot. So again, I know I said a couple of times already. I just have to see this play out on the court to kind of change my mind. But right now, still in shock.
Yeah, no, and I think that's an accurate portrayal of the whole thing. Yeah. And hey, no, yeah, okay. Right. From the Mavs side of it, I don't get this at all. You know, you trade a cornerstone, a top 3, top 5 guy. AD, you know my feelings on AD. I feel like he's a star, but not like a carry the team superstar enough at times. Older, okay. Been his last 2 years have been his healthiest. But still overall injury prone. You trade a guard off of a team, and you take back a center power forward, a team that has kind of a glut, you know, with like Washington and Gafford and Lively, like kind of all in that. It's like that's not a position of need or a guy that you needed. And I just feel like for Luka, you could have got a lot more than just. I agree. I know what people are saying, but I would either taken a younger star back or like a glut of pick, something. You know, I just feel like they shorted themselves on this one.
I agree. I agree with you on that point. From AD's perspective, this kind of gives him the chance to play that true 4 that he made comments about because they have Gafford and Lively to play the center position. But now, from an offensive standpoint, now you're putting it basically in Kyrie's hands. I don't know if Kyrie wanted that. You know what I'm saying? When he and Luka played together, they made it to the finals. They shared the ball well. They both carried the load. Now Kyrie's going to have to carry the load. Obviously, Anthony Davis will help out offensively. The big question is, and I think the one question that everybody's thinking about is what happens when Anthony Davis gets hurt when he goes to Dallas? Because it's going to happen somehow, hopefully. And of course, mind me saying this, I don't want him to get hurt. I'm just going off his past history, you know, with playing the Lakers, that he's prone to get injured. I'm sorry. So if he goes to Dallas and he can finish out the season healthy, good for them. But it'll be interesting to see who kind of picks up the offensive production as far as the guard positions are concerned. But if he goes out there and he gets hurt 2-3 weeks from now, then this trade it's going to be a disaster. You know what I'm saying? You lost a big right there. So there's just a lot of ifs surrounding the entire scenario. And it'll be interesting to see where both teams end up, you know, at the end of the season.
Yeah. I definitely like the Lakers' future better than I do like the Mavs. And the Lakers have time now to fit somebody around Luka. What do you think about the reports about Dallas didn't like Luka's conditioning, and that's why they.
I think there was some truth to that. You know, I think this is something that has been mentioned in the past that Luka's not always been in the best shape. He, you know, as far as his certain size, I think he's been doing all right with his size, but I think he can get into a little better shape, and that might help out with some of his injuries in the past. So I do think there is a little truth to that, but I don't think it was so severe that you would want to trade your superstar right away or this fast. And keep in mind, he's only 25, all NBA, all first team NBA, all-star, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. One of the best players in the league. I don't understand from Dallas's perspective on why why you would trade him. Even if he's out of shape, you could just talk to him and say, hey, we need you to make some adjustments, nutrition-wise, working out, etc., and he can make those changes. But I don't think he was so out of shape that you would want to trade him. But
this definitely seems like jumping the gun.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. All right. Good reaction, Rog. Appreciate it. I noticed you had to bring in some help to get you through the video.
Royal and I talked about it this morning. He kind of shared my sentiments and my thoughts about everything. So
glad he can keep you straight. Yeah. All right, Rog, appreciate it. Definitely see what more to come. Think the Lakers still have one more move coming.
Yeah, I think the Lakers still need to get a dominant big man. Obviously, at this point, you're not going to be able to find somebody to replace Anthony Davis toe to toe, but they still have to get somebody to clog the lane and to help out with the shot blocking. So, we'll see what else happens this year, if anything. But the Lakers have to fill that spot in the middle.
Agreed. Appreciate you, Raj. Y'all have a wonderful morning. Bye. All right. Y'all, good night. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Checking out our video. And as always, roll tide.
Roll tide.